Okay, let's first start with the CoverGirl Lash Blast. Now, this has gotten so much hype from the media, from CoverGirl, and from all these beauty and fashion magazines. It's this orange tube like this, with this applicator. See how fat that is? Oh. And I would say that there's really nothing that's special to it. It does volumize pretty well. It doesn't really lengthen, and it does not hold a curl. However, the brush is unique because it's so fat, and there's just so many short little bristles that it doesn't really clump, which is a good thing. But on the other hand, when you have really, really fine lashes like me, you can't get at every single one of them. And oftentimes the brush is pokes you in the eye, which isn't good. So I would say that this deserves like a B minus, maybe because that I had such high expectations for it. So yeah, it's about $8 at a drugstore. I wouldn't recommend it. Just a lot of hype, not a lot of substance. The next three I'm going to do are my Max Factor ones. And my favorite mascaras have always been Max Factor mascaras, and this still holds true today. I love Max Factor waterproof mascaras because they're the only ones that actually hold a curl, and will hold a curl throughout the whole day. I will admit they are very hard to take off, but if you're willing to get a really good makeup remover, then it's definitely worth it. My favorite one is the 2,000 calorie one. A lot of people compare this to Dior Show, and I definitely agree. I have had Dior Show before, and this is a lot better and a lot cheaper. I actually bent my brush, so it's easier to apply. But yeah, it's a pretty big brush. It goes on really, really dark, and it goes on really heavy, and it thickens really well. However, this does err on the side of clumping a lot, so you got to be really careful when you put it on so it doesn't clump. But it holds the curl well. It thickens your lashes amazingly. Definitely 2,000 calorie mascara is my favorite. The Volume Couture is pretty good. It's not as thickening, and I don't like the brush as much because it kind of clumps really easily. Maybe it's the kind of brush I have. You can see that, I mean, it's just a normal brush, but it's more jelly in the ends. It curls really well. It holds a curl really well. It clumps a lot, so you have to be really careful. It does provide a lot of volume, but I wouldn't say it gives that false eyelash effect as well as the 2,000 calorie one. And this is Stretch and Separate. This is also one of my favorites. This is really good if you're looking to do the no makeup, natural makeup kind of look, because it holds a curl really, really well, and it does stretch and separate and extend a little bit of your lashes. Makes them really flexible looking almost. Just a normal brush. It doesn't thicken, and it doesn't really clump. You just don't get the dramatic effect. It's just really good for having your curls stay put. So I really like this one too. Okay, the next one I'm going to be reviewing is L'Oreal's Voluminous. This one, I've had it in the regular version, and this one's in the waterproof. The regular one I had it in carbon black, which I do recommend because it provides almost a false lash effect, the carbon black one, because it's so dark. This one is the waterproof one, and I got it in waterproof because I was hoping it would stay put a curl, because waterproof mascaras usually have wax in it, which holds the curl a little bit longer. However, it didn't really hold a curl, so I'm pretty disappointed in that. But Voluminous is a really good mascara because it's so easy to put on, you know. It doesn't really clump as much as the Max Factor ones, and it does like provide a lot of volume, and you don't need that many coats. So I really like it. Other than that, you just have to be careful not to put too much on, or else you're going to get really clumpy lashes. And I would recommend using a base underneath it so that if you have a curl, it'll stay curled. But yeah, pretty good, and I like the stuff. A lot of people swear by it. They're a lot of people's holy grail mascara, so definitely check it out. It's about $8. Well, can't lose much. Here is Panoramic Curl. This is by L'Oreal. This is a terrible mascara. Awful, awful. It leaves your lashes just spidery looking. It doesn't curl anything. It doesn't thicken anything. Doesn't lengthen anything. It's just terrible. I don't know. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but this is the second tube I actually got. Because the first time I bought it, I thought, oh, maybe it's just because I got a bad tube. But this is just terrible, so don't get it. Here's L'Oreal's. I think it is called, what is it called? I don't even know what it's called. I think it's like lash extender or something. It's supposed to lengthen your lashes. Nope, didn't do anything. Not a good product. I wouldn't recommend. So now I'm going to talk about my favorite thing called the Shiseido Makeup Mascara Base. So stay tuned for that.